What's going on? What's going on with Manchester United midfield? Let's talk about. So we're going to be talking about Casemiro, Ugarte, McTominay, and Amrabat. Let's get straight into it. There's still no concrete interest from Saudi clubs in Casemiro. Manchester United relationship with Manuel Ugarte's agent George Mendes will be very important in getting the green light for this deal to happen. If a bid of 30 million is guaranteed is made for Scott McTominay, Manchester United will consider the sale, even though he's seen as a valuable squad player. And on Amrabat, Manchester United full focuses on Manuel Ugarte in terms of midfield signings. After that, they can spend money on players. Software and Amrabat is definitely one of the targets. So listen, let's talk about no concrete interest from Saudi clubs in Casemiro now. We've got 26 days left of the transfer window. That's just over 3 weeks to get a deal done for Casemiro. I do certainly think a deal can happen for Casemiro. It's all about which clubs would be interested in signing him. He's on a lot of money, got a couple of years left on his contract. So it will be very, very interesting to see what happens. I think for me, Casemiro just doesn't look like he has it anymore. He's had a few glimpses where he's shown a lot of promise in pre-season, but he's 31 years old. He's only getting older. He's not going to get quicker or sharper. And that's something that Manchester United have kind of screwed themselves over with this deal. He's on over £300,000 a week, which is a lot of money. And not many clubs, maybe Saudi, actually could match that. But it's just whether they want to come in and make that signing. Al Nassr reportedly been interested. So let's see what happens with that. But at the moment, there's still no concrete decision from Saudi clubs in Casemiro. So yeah, let's see what happens with the midfield situation. I think Manuel Ugarte, the agent, is obviously George Mendes, who's the agent, I believe, or is of maybe Delo, but he definitely is of Cristiano Ronaldo and has had history of doing deals with Manchester United. I think George Mendes will obviously be an important deal in getting the green light for this deal to happen. I think it's just about all the final terms being agreed with Ugarte, to be honest. There's not been a real update. I think Manchester United is certainly interested in Ugarte. They want to make that deal happen as soon as they can. But I think De Ligt and Mazraoui are the focuses at the moment. They have a very good relationship with his agent. So personal terms have been agreed. Agent fees have all been agreed. A contract for 5 + 1 year. So it's just waiting on that green light to go ahead with that deal. I think maybe next week will probably be the time for Ugarte. Obviously, Manchester United, Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada, all back in the UK now, flying back from Manchester United pre-season tour, and I think that deal will happen very, very soon. Maybe, well, not soon, but I think next week will be the perfect time for that deal to happen. So yeah, he won't obviously play. I don't think he'll play the Fulham game. I don't think he definitely won't play the Community Shield game. I don't think any new signings that we get, and even if we do get a De Ligt as well, here we go, I don't think they will even play that Community Shield game anyway. Now, Scott McTominay. If a bid of £30 million guaranteed is made for Scott McTominay, Manchester United will consider the sale, even though he is seen as a valuable player. Now, McTominay, we know Fulham have been interested. Fenerbahce and Galatasaray have been interested, but they don't have the money available. Scott McTominay has a contract until June 2025 with the option to extend for a further year. So he has got a year left on his deal. That's probably why Fulham are reluctant to probably play a lot of money for him. I think £30 million is the right fee. I think Fulham's next bid will either be that 30 million or it won't be. And they choose to not go ahead with that deal. And that deal will be over. But I have confidence that Fulham will make that another bid. They just spent £34 million on Emil Smith Rowe. They've got money left over for that João Palhinha exit. I think McTominay will be the replacement that they go for. Yes, we know he's seen as a valuable player. I mean, he scored a lot of goals for Manchester United last season, but we can certainly replace those goals. We've got Xerxes, who's kind of the attacking player now. He's going to kind of be that attacking midfielder as well. And listen, I think McTominay is sad because he's an academy player. He's been at that club now for a lot of years. He's been in that first team for about 6-7 years now. It is disappointing to see him let go, but I think it's no time like now to get rid of McTominay. He's got a year left on his contract. It's a huge risk to extend it, and £30 million actually would be the perfect price to see someone like Scott McTominay leave the club. As I said, it's disappointing. You never want to see a player leave, especially an academy player. But things like this happen. As I said, Arsenal have just sold Emil Smith Rowe. Like, Manchester United have got rid of other talents as well from the academy. It is disappointing, but I think it should happen. So yeah, that's the latest on McTominay. Let me talk about Amrabat. Manchester United full focus on Manuel Ugarte in terms of midfield signings. After that, if they can still spend money, it will be on midfield targets. And so I think Amrabat is definitely one of them. So with Amrabat, we know. Listen, let's look at Manchester United midfield. It's probably worse than it is last season. I mean, we've lost Amrabat, and we've got thinner in that position. So if we do get, I think we need 2 midfielders this summer. I think Ugarte, Amrabat, and kind of Rabiot, the top 3, which I'll talk about Rabiot in a moment. But Ugarte and, or let's talk Amrabat. So listen, let's not get confused. Amrabat is a good player, but he wasn't fantastic when he signed for Manchester United. He did have a lot of mistakes. He didn't even play a consistent amount of games. I think we do need 2 midfielders, and if you can get Amrabat in for £8 million, it'd be a very, very cheap deal. Somebody who's obviously played at Manchester United, we kind of know what we can get with Amrabat, so it wouldn't be too hard of a deal. He wants to come to Manchester United. He fully focused on staying. And I think Manchester United, if they do certainly have money available after the Ugarte signings, after we get some more exits in, we will definitely go back in for Amrabat. It's just about how efficient Manchester United are in getting these players over the line. Now, the last thing I wanted to discuss, Manchester United have held discussion with Rabiot's agent this summer, but nothing is advanced. He's asking for important money, having turned down $7 million a year salary to stay at Juventus. So the thing with Rabiot, he's a decent player, don't get me wrong, he's okay, played at Juventus. The big thing with Rabiot is the fact that he wants a lot of money, and obviously he'll be coming in as a free agent, so he's going to demand a lot of money. Listen, you never want a player coming to your club for a lot of money. That is kind of the first sign to kind of not go ahead with that deal. We know Rabiot, he can offer, he's a free agent, but still, money is money, and certain players will offer that demand. And Manchester United have been kind of poor at their wage structure recently, offering certain players a lot of money when they shouldn't have. So I think Manchester United will not sign Rabiot unless they are really desperate and they don't have the funds, because he is a free agent. But let's see what happens on that. Wan-Bissaka latest. Wan-Bissaka is demanding a multi-million pound payoff for Manchester United to leave the club this summer, whilst West Ham are not willing to meet Manchester United's £18 valuation. While West Ham are willing to meet Manchester United's £18 million valuation for Wan-Bissaka, they cannot afford his wage plan. So let's see what happens with the wage. As I said, Manchester United's wage structure is one of the worst in the Premier League. So yeah, let's see what happens with the latest on that. Let's see what happens. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. This has been the latest Manchester United news. Some interesting stories there. So yeah, let's see what happens. Very interesting stories. I think Manchester United will certainly sign some players hopefully in the next week, so we can kind of move on. But thanks for watching, and peace.